Hey everybody, welcome back. By popular request this time, we are doing a Blackberry Cobbler. So, one of the things you're going to need, obviously, blackberries. Okay, now, there are many different ways that you can make a blackberry cobbler. There are three typical types. One of them is fruit at the bottom with a pie crust on top. Another is fruit at the bottom with a biscuit topping. And both of those require that you either make the pie crust or you make the biscuits, you cut them, you put them out on top. All that takes time. We're not doing time. So, I have the ingredients listed actually on the screen for you to be able to see. And so, let's start with that. Actually, let's start with butter and greasing our pan, our dish here that we're going to use to pour it into. So we're going to take thick butter and we're going to need half a stick of it melted. And that's the sound of the oven that I've preheated, because if you're smart, you will preheat your oven to 350 degrees. If you're dumb, like I usually am, you will not preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then you'll wonder why it's taking so long. So, we are going to generously butter this pan, because the last thing we need is cobbler sticking to it. That would be terrible. Sorry for the sound of the air conditioner unit in the background, but it's summer in Arkansas. So, after we've generously greased that, that will go back in the fridge. This will get melted as per the instructions. Usually about 30 seconds we'll do half a stick of butter. Okay, now back to the extremely simple batter. 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon, nope, that's a 1/4 teaspoon. There we go, hold on. Sorry, half. No, that's, is that right? Half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. And then 1 cup of milk, half a stick of melted butter. And 1 cup of sugar. And now, just vigorously whisk that until it turns into a nice batter. This is a loose batter. It's almost like, it's not as thick as a pancake batter. This would be more like a crepe batter. It's almost completely mixed up here. Just got to make sure that you get the bottoms and all the way through the sides. And then we're going to pour that into our greased baking dish. Now the reason I like this one is because you don't have to make the pie dough. You don't have to make the biscuit dough. Not that I have a problem with making biscuits, as you've seen in one of my previous videos on the biscuits and gravy, but this is so much more simple to get your cobbler done as quick as possible. Fine mesh strainer, because there's lots of particulates on the strawberries. They don't get washed as well as they should before they leave. And this is for the person who has requested this the most. Look at those blackberries. Delicious. And then we're just going to kind of drop them in there. Now, optionally, I could have chopped these because they are rather large blackberries. Unlike the last cobbler I made, the blackberries were smaller. But the fruit's going to break down inside of here anyway and release all of its juicy goodness, and so that will work out just fine. We will just drop those bad boys in there as they are. And basically what you're going to wind up with is a cake batter that has fruit in it. Then I'm going to pop that into your already preheated oven. Oh wait, actually no, you're not. You are going to take another maybe 1/4 cup of sugar, and we're going to sprinkle that on the top because that is going to help create a crispy crust on the top. And then I'm going to pop that into the preheated 350 degree oven and bake for an hour, or until you insert a toothpick and it comes out clean, just like baking a cake. So I will see you back here in an hour. And through the magic of YouTube editing, we are now done. And this is what your finished product should look like. This has a nice cakey-like consistency to it with a slight crunch from where we put the sugar. And now we pull out a cross section of this. Get the beauty of the fruit filling in the middle with a nice cake crust to it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all there is to it. You have made a delicious blackberry cobbler. See you next time.